Before learning Element Utilities tools, let us review how this composition works. The composition contains a layer with the element effect. It also contains layers with images or portraits. These layers are loaded into element custom layers. All texts are presented as layers. The layers are loaded into custom text and masks of the element. Let's look at animation. This infographics contains many elements that appear in sequence and in the same way. Each element has been animated and the keys have been set. Let's go inside the element and check the scene arrangement. We see that there are three groups. The first group contains Studio. Groups 2 and 3 are groups of the objects we are going to animate. Initially, it's reasonable to move all objects into one group which has its own number in order to identify them visually and arrange them. Each object has its own animation channel. The pedestal has number 1, the portrait group channel number 2, the column channel number 3, numbers and plate also belong to channel number 3, and they all appear simultaneously. So we have examined the content of the group number 1. In the group portrait number 2, continuous numbering goes on. Here is the group portrait number 2, and here the pedestal is accordingly number 4, portrait is number 5, column is number 6, and this column will have number 9. There are 10 available channels in this list, so to animate other objects, we have to move 3 remaining named groups to the numbered group. They will be moved to the group of number 3. In this group, all objects have aux channel numbers, which also start from number 1 and go to number 9. All titles, text layers are loaded from the custom layers. The custom layers we saw, and they are listed here in the element. All portraits are also loaded from the custom layers, which are listed here in the element. Each raster layer can be loaded from the file, but we are loading these layers from the custom layers. So we have more flexibility here. The appearance of each portrait and in general the appearance of the texture can be animated directly in After Effects in the Pre-Compose. Therefore, we have 3 groups, a group with a studio and 2 groups with objects. If we then want to animate these groups or compose them in a scene, we can control the groups using null objects. Let's duplicate this null object. Select all 3 controls and click on the Bind button. The tool has renamed them accordingly to the name of the layer of the element. We see that each group can be moved in the environment of After Effects. We've seen that there are many text layers, images, and keys, so be careful not to get into a mess or stick in the mud. The Element Utilities tool automates many actions and boosts preparation of the scene.